Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Tre Hendrix here with another reaction, and this time we got Savages from the Six, Rolexx Homi. You know what I mean? You Toronto boys, you know what I mean? I always love y'all requests, so I'm gonna do this one real quick. Rolexx Homi, the only Rolexx Homi record I ever heard was Avengers K record, and I believe that one had the city on tilt. That shit, you know what I mean? That it, like, violence in the city really, went up after that record, and I could see why after reacting to it. So without further ado, we got the Savages from the Six. We're gonna get into Rolexx Homi, get into his background, probably his criminal history, the whole nine. You feel me? And while you here, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and drop a comment on who I should react to next. Nah, for real though, man. Yeah, drop a comment. Let me know. Alright, we're gonna get into this. Let me make sure my audio working, make sure they can hear me. Boom. Alright, let's do it.
Remember when they caught your homie riding on a scooter? They chased him in the bottles. He pointing at the shooters. Right in front of, they start popping shots. Bang, bang, anywhere, man, the homie block.
This is 31-year-old Rowan Atkins, better known as Rolexx Homi. He's a rapper from the Alexandra Park area of Toronto and part of the PO, MG4L collective. Now he's still relatively new to the rap game, but he's put out some mentionable tracks, such as Wicker, Still Remix, and Hot Hits. But he's mostly known for his features on Halal Meat and Ride, with both songs racking in millions of views on YouTube.
Okay, I need to peep those.
Now before he went by Rolexx Homi, he was rapping under the name Tommy Guns, and he has a video of him freestyling on a rap sheet DVD.
Say yo, France.
Yo, Rolexx Homi is an old dude, man. I didn't know he was that old. Yeah, well, not 30, you know what I mean? Some people, I guess 30 really ain't old, but in rap years, that's a lot, you feel me?
This won't stop the hollow from poisoning you. I come through the block and find you.
Now it seems like another rapper with some potential, but Rolexx Homi couldn't seem to focus on just making music, a common problem amongst artists who come from the rough parts of the city. So Rolexx Homi usually wore a mask in his pictures and videos to hide his face and conceal his identity. But he recently made headlines, and the media ended up unmasking him. On August 13th of this year, he found himself in...
I was about to say that, like, mugshot was the only, like, real time I ever seen Rolexx Homi's face, because the whole Avengers K video, when I reacted to it, he had the mask on. I thought it was just for Corona or some shit, but yeah, I can see why. If you really doing, criminal activities, you trying to be on the low, but I don't know how you're going to be doing criminal activities and trying to make it in the rap game. It's hard to do both, you know what I mean? Come on.
In the spotlight after he made a post on his Instagram with 3,000 plus followers, where he said to quote-unquote shoot everyone in Regent Park.
Nah.
Well, someone ended up reporting it, and now the Toronto police are looking for Rolexx, and he's wanted for a threatening death investigation. Now there is some speculation as to whether it was his real account or if he was the one who actually posted it, but nonetheless, he is currently wanted.
Hey, they did him dirty with the 4-star rating. You see that? Mine sold 6. You ain't slick, bro. Don't do my boy Rolexx Homi that dirty. Come on.
Now, although this is Rolexx's most recent affair with police, his rap sheet goes much further back, as well as his history in the streets. So today, on Savages from the Six, we'll take a look at Rolexx Homi. So Rolexx grew up in Alexandra Park, a district near the downtown core. He's from the Atkinson Co-op, which is an array of public housing, including a few high-rises and a bunch of smaller complex buildings. The housing project used to be way bigger, but large sections of the co-op have since been demolished. This was part of the city's attempt to revitalize the neighborhood and curb the violence. Atkinson Co-op goes by the alias PO, which stands for Project Originals. This was a gang that was formed way back in the 1980s, that since splintered into subset gangs like MG4L, which is the same group that popular Toronto rappers Casper and K-Money are from.
Okay, I was about to say, ain't Casper from, was it Alexandra Park? And there you go. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to sound stupid if I was wrong, but okay, yeah. So I know I'm starting to get hip to the Toronto geography, you know what I mean? Everything in the GTA. You feel me? GTA, Greater Toronto Area, is that what it is? Come on now, you gotta give your boy a little credit, you feel me? Come on.
Alexandra Park has been a rough area for decades, known for gang and drug activity and home to numerous shootings. Given its close proximity to another large cluster of public housing, Regent Park, PO found themselves feuding with local groups like Halal Gang and Sick Thugs. This ongoing beef keeps the
And Halal Gang, that's, do I know? Was Smoke Dog part of Halal Gang or affiliated? I want to say yes. I want to, but I don't know.
area in a hostile state of war, and police on their toes as gangs battle for control of the lucrative downtown drug trade. Growing up in a neighborhood like Alexandra Park, Rolexx quickly found himself caught up in the streets as a young teenager. He started getting mixed up with some members of PO and eventually would make his introduction to the police system. Rolexx's first documented run-in with the law happened way back in the fall of 2005. On September 20th, it's alleged that Rolexx and a few friends got a tip that there was a large amount of cash stashed inside a Windsor home. They decided that they wanted to rob the place, so the four young men made the 3-hour drive west from Toronto to Windsor. When they arrived, one of the men knocked on the door.
That's a long ass drive for a lick. I get it. You're not, you shouldn't be doing crimes in areas that are close to where you live at, obviously, but that's still a mission, man.
Holding a pizza box and posing as a lost delivery driver. Once a man answered, the masquerader dropped the box and raised the gun. The others then appeared, wielding guns and knives, and forced their way inside the home. The man's girlfriend was also in the house, so they tied the couple up and started threatening them and demanding cash. The victims somehow managed to call the police before escaping the house, leaving the perps inside.
These little graphics my Soul 6 be doing be like cracking me up, man. Like, hey, salute. I don't know if he edits it himself or he has an editor, but salute, man.
Police quickly responded and surrounded the home. There was an intense 3-hour standoff before all four of the men surrendered and were promptly arrested. One of the men arrested was Rolexx. He ended up being charged with breaking and entering, armed robbery, forcible confinement, and uttering threats. He pleaded guilty to all the charges. Now at this time he was only 16 years old and considered a youth offender, so the court system was lenient on the charges. For his role in the brazen armed home invasion, Rolexx received 2 years and 7 months in a youth detention center, followed by 3 years of probation.
See, usually if you have a life of crime, it always starts when you were young, and you feel me? You know what I mean, no one decides to be a criminal at 28. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it a bean. Like, it's just unfortunate, you feel me? That like people gotta resort to doing shit like this, which is not, I don't condone, but I understand. You feel me? If you don't have nothing, you gotta get it some way. You feel me? Come on, man.
One of Rolexx's co-accused in the crime was Michael Nguyen, an Asian Assassins gang member who was the victim killed in the Yorkdale shooting that happened in 2013, where a shooter opened fire in the mall's parking lot, hitting Michael multiple times. But back to Rolexx. While he was locked up, the media reported that he made positive improvements in his behavior and even managed to earn 18 high school credits while behind bars. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep the same positive demeanor once he was released, because just a few months after getting out, he found himself caught up on the wrong side of the law once again. The next incident takes place on September 24th, 2008, in the Finch and Morningside area of Scarborough. Police responded to the area to investigate a suspicious person and saw the individual on the corner of the street. When the suspect saw the police, he quickly boarded a TTC bus in a futile attempt to escape. The officers then stopped the bus, and the suspect, who ended up being Rolexx, was arrested. The police then made him retrace his steps, where they allegedly found a .357.
Dang, so he barely get out, and he pretty much right now on the path to go back in. That's some bullshit, man.
Was arrested. The police then made him retrace his steps, where they allegedly found a .357 Magnum in a backyard. This heavy-duty revolver was loaded with 5 bullets. Rolexx was charged with 9 firearms-related offenses. Miraculously, the court system still had mercy on Rolexx, and he found himself being released on probation. This close call made him tread carefully for a few years, but he would soon get into trouble.
I'm surprised I haven't heard a story of him on the run yet, because y'all Canadian boys, y'all love to go on the run, man. I swear every video I watch, I'm like, he was on the run for a year. I'm like, what?
Once again, we're now brought to the frosty night of December 31st, 2010, to the Queen and Spadina area of downtown Toronto. It's New Year's Eve, and the streets are packed with people partying and celebrating. And there's Tavis officers roaming the streets trying to keep everybody safe. Now, Tavis is a specific branch of Toronto police geared to anti-violence and basically gun control. Now, this was way back in 2010, years before carding was made illegal. So police were allowed to stop, question, and essentially search anyone they wanted without reason. Well, this unit...
So it was like stop and frisk pretty much, like the Toronto version of stop and frisk, where they just be like, yo, you look suspicious. Pat them shits, you feel me?
Was patrolling the downtown streets when they came across a man, Rolexx, who they deemed to look suspicious. The police decided to investigate, and Rolexx was searched. They found a loaded Jennings 9mm pistol with 7 rounds of ammo. He was arrested and charged with 8 firearms-related offenses.
8 charges?
Rolexx was found guilty, and this time, since he was a full-fledged adult, he received a harsher jail sentence, which ended up being 6 years. Now, after a long 6 summers behind bars, Rolexx was released.
I see what you did with the 6 summers. With a long 6 summers. But 6 years, that's a long ass time. I'm not even going front. So he comes back from 6 years and he start rapping some bullshit, trying to, start violence within the city. Goddamn.
But not without conditions. He was on a strict probation, which put a lot of pressure on Rolexx to keep his hands clean or he'd quickly be back in jail. Well, this proved to be a lot to handle, because in January of 2017, he managed to breach his parole conditions. His probation officer quickly notified the police, and they put out a Canada-wide warrant for Rolexx for a mere breach of parole. It goes to show that the police didn't really take baby steps when it came to Rolexx. Now, this is around the time where he appeared in the Halal Meat music video, so the mask made sense, since he was technically on the run at the time. Now, it's not confirmed, but there is some rumors that Rolexx was actually one of the victims hit by gunfire in a shooting that took place on July 1st, 2018. Now, this incident happened in the College in Augusta, Kensington Market area, which is pretty close to Alexandra Park. The aftermath of the shooting was 4 people injured and 19-year-old Marcel Temme being killed.
R.I.P.
Now, police only released the name of the deceased victims and not the ones injured, so we can't be sure if it was Rolexx. Now, this happened just the day after popular rapper Smoke Dogg was killed in a brazen downtown shooting.
R.I.P. Smoke Dogg one time, man. R.I.P. Smoke Dogg. See, I hate how watching these videos, these people dying and murders happening and all this shit is just like normal everyday life, which I'm sure it is for a lot of people over there. But damn, it's just sad to think that's someone's reality. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a softie, dog. I don't know. But
sure if it was Rolexx. Now, this happened just the day after popular rapper Smoke Dogg was killed in a brazen downtown shooting. Now, at first, these shootings appeared to be related to the Halal Gang and PO beef, since Smoke Dogg's last music video had clips of him rapping in front of the main Atkinson Co-op building. And there was even some rumors that Rolexx was the shooter.
See, damn it, I reacted to that. I didn't even catch that. I'm gonna have to look at that video again now. Because I reacted to that. That was like the one Smoke Dogg track I reacted to, for sure.
Well, the speculation of these incidents being connected, as well as Rolexx being responsible, were laid to rest when 21 Neat was arrested for the murder, who was from a whole different area in Toronto, Driftwood, as well as a whole different gang. Now, I couldn't find any clear information of when Rolexx was arrested for his parole breach, but he was confirmed to be in jail in 2019 and some of 2020. Toronto Star reported that Rolexx actually just got out of jail a few months ago, and that his previous parole breach was actually for him being in possession of ammunition. They also reported that he was arrested for a robbery charge in the same incident, but apparently that charge was later dropped. Doing my research for this video, I found rumors circulating that Rolexx has a couple of bodies, but obviously...
Yeah, Rolexx got a couple of bodies. I would not be surprised. I mean, the way he be talking in his records is crazy. I gotta react to Halal Meat. Yeah, I gotta react to that one.
None of these claims could be confirmed. Honestly, what makes this guy a savage is just the rep he seems to carry. It seems like a lot of Rolexx's dirty work is on the low, as he's very secretive. The police view Rolexx as a dangerous individual, so it makes sense that the same would apply for people in the streets. He was really low-key, keeping in the shadows and maintaining a low profile. It was a smart tactic, but this anonymity was eventually compromised, but only by his own actions. Which brings us back to the present day, where Rolexx Homi is currently wanted and on the run for threatening Regent Park on the internet. It seems like the Toronto police don't take lightly to Rolexx, with his own lawyer saying it's extremely rare for police to issue a warrant for an online threat. Although his lawyer declined to comment if Rolexx
I've never heard of that either. A warrant for an online threat? I've never heard that. At least here in the States, I've never heard that.
would end up turning himself in or not. It doesn't seem like his run-ins with the law are gonna stop anytime soon. He seemed to be a pretty good rapper, and hopefully we can hear some more music from him.
So this Mind Soul 6 video must have came out before Avengers K, because I would have loved to hear him talk about that, because that shit was nuts.
To be a pretty good rapper, and hopefully we can hear some more music from him. If only he could concentrate and not get distracted by the streets.
All right. That was Savages from the Six, Rolexx Homi. You know what I mean? That was very interesting, man. It seems like since a young age. Oh, sorry about that. It seemed like since a young age, like he just always like, been, into the, what am I trying to say? Into criminal activity, you feel me? And I feel like rap is probably just secondary to him. Like he just about getting money whatever ways and hitting licks. And he just raps for fun probably, because I don't think there are too many records he has, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was interesting. I gotta react to Halal, so that's probably the next one I'm gonna do. Hey, you Toronto boys, thank y'all for always showing love. It's your boy Tre Hendrix. I'm out of here, man.